that. This is what we're going to watch next, Montoya. I'm really interested. This is a hot topic. So it's going to get spicy now. It's going to get spicy. I mean, this is a genre of gaming. Hello, everybody. Welcome to DG360. The NFT play to earn, which I think play and earn will become part of the vernacular, not just play to earn. I think when I play a game that has the potential to make me like an income on the side, I'm going to call it play and earn, because I won't play to earn. Right. Thank you, Nash, for joining here and laughing at the correct moment. I will not play to earn games. I will only play and earn games. And now, what is the difference? So play and earn, that is not yet in the vernacular. I've talked about this in the past, like months ago, maybe even a year ago. These are developers that actually put the game first and the money making on the back burner. You know, where they're more concerned about gameplay and the fun than they are about, like, you know, how much money people can make in it. Those are the types of games that really get me going. Now, in today's world, we have a lot of play to earn games that really are just in it kind of sucking money away from people. Most of them are skamazes. You know, NFTs are debatable with most gamers because there's such a bad taste in many gamers' mouth with NFTs and the color blue, like owning it, like Angry Joe's video has out there, which is hilarious. And I understand that. I mean, every industry when it first starts always has the snake oil salesman. All of them. Doesn't really take away or negate the vibe I've got towards the space, though, because I'm really looking forward to seeing what this space is capable of. I really want to see developers that want to create the fun in the game first. And Montoya's got a video out on the topic here talking about how Epic Games added an NFT-based game to their stable. Now, interestingly enough, I may be a little bit biased on this because I've been following Gala Games now for quite a while, and I own Gala token. Okay? So I own like 10,000 Gala at, like, you know, I think it's a couple pennies. And it doesn't amount to much. It's a couple $100 worth of this, okay? So I am a bit biased, okay? But I'm looking at this in the view of, like, I want to see what this space can do for us. I want to see what it can do for us. I've played a couple games on here on Gala Games. I happen to like some of them. A lot of them are very still in the early access alpha phases. And are in development. But Grit is the game I think that he's referring to that Epic actually brought into their store, which is the first real publisher of the traditional sense that said, hey, we're going to take a blockchain game that involves NFTs, that uses NFTs, and we're going to put it in our store, which is really big news for Gala. Of course, the market is tanking and didn't really care what happens to, because everything's selling off right now, including crypto and everything else. But let's see what Montoya has to say. I'm really curious to see if Montoya is actually interested in this space as well. I know he's poo-pooing on Star Atlas. I'm kind of on the fence with Star Atlas, which is a crypto pay-to-earn game. But let's see. Let's just see what he has to say.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. I have an interesting story today, gaming NFT related, a sector which is interesting to me because I'm curious to see where this develops. But the big news is that the first blockchain game coming to the Epic Store looks like and Kotaku, not mincing their words when it comes to headlines, but this piqued my interest. I'm like, really? This is interesting because Steam has put a policy that they do not accept anything blockchain or crypto related in their store. Epic going the other way, saying, yeah, you know what?
Wow, that's a big shift, and that might be bad to do. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, right? It's so polarized right now. Like, the people that are kind of like looking forward to decentralization in blockchain gaming versus those that aren't. With NFTs being like that, like, trigger word, right? Because we're so accustomed to be like with NFTs, you know.
We'll do it. So what is it that I have been saying for so long about all these blockchain NFT games? You know my feelings for it. My feelings are that you can't create some subpar game, say it's NFT and expect action. NFT, the word NFT, the prefix NFT is toxic.
Yeah.
Gamers do not want anything NFT related. In fact, putting NFT or blockchain anywhere in a game description guarantees that a solid 99% of gamers will say, not interested right away. So this is interesting. They've taken a risk here. What are they doing? Right. Well, let's take a look. What is this game? It comes from a producer, a game maker named Gala Games, and it's called Grit. And looking at the pictures, okay, I mean, look, this is not AAA content. This is a game where it's a Western and it's a shooter.
Right.
So what's the NFT part of this? Well, the NFT part is that you get to buy these things, which are the horses. So immediately, most of Twitter and the internet went up in arms because these are store-bought assets from Unreal, and they're saying, well, these could be bought $5. Why are they selling in NFTs? Let me explain.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very easy for us all just to cover our eyes and block our ears and go, la, 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 garbage scams. The truth is that there is some merit. Stick with me here. I'm going to
And I will tell you one of the things that he might not say, but they're actually finding a way to take NFTs and put them in as assets in the game, which is exactly what Star Atlas is trying to do with its ships, so that you own the NFT that you can sell on the market, but also that same NFT can be placed within the game. Interesting. Like right now on Gala Games, there's a game called Town Star, I believe, and I was kind of just playing around with it for a little bit. And you can buy NFTs that are buffs, or it kind of reminds me of DLC, you know. But in this aspect, this DLC actually has like a value to it that you could resell to other people, hopefully at a higher price. But also you can place it in the game and you can play with it. Now, I don't know if that's what Montoya is going to talk about, but let's check it out.
Explain. There is some merit to selling something NFT related in a game. Why, you ask? Well, to answer that question, I'm going to take you back in time. To Oculus. When a small, plucky, young VR enthusiast named Lucky Palmer went to Kickstarter and said he's going to create some VR stuff, which was a great idea in hindsight, obviously. So this is the original Oculus Rift, which Mr. Palmer said he's going to try to develop. And what he did was he took cell phones and he said, okay, what if you take a cell phone and you hold it like right up to your face and it moves around, you can kind of use it for VR. Can we develop something with that? The idea was good. And he said, guys, can we raise some money? So almost 10,000 backers pledged close to $2.4 million, a minuscule amount considering that a game like Star Citizen is pulling in $100 million this year alone. But $2.5 million was raised. And if you wanted to support this crazy guy in his endeavor to make VR, you could have given $35. And $35, he'll give you a t-shirt and a poster. But if you give him $75, he'll give you a signed t-shirt. Dude, awesome, all right? I want to give you $75. You go develop something, maybe, maybe not. It may succeed, it may fail, but take my $75 and give me that t-shirt. So what happened with Oculus?
We all know.
I don't think I have to explain too much, but sitting on my desk now is the Meta Quest 2, a wonderful wireless standalone device which was born here 10 years ago exactly. And Lucky Palmer went on to get bought out. Oculus got bought out by Facebook for $2 billion.
Which was a steal, which Zuckerberg basically stole. I mean, like $2 billion is such a small amount for the VR industry right now. It's already $1 billion industry. It's crazy to see how slow the adoption was on VR initially, and then to see how it's picking up in the adoption curve is just going all through the roof VR right now. I want to get on the VR bandwagon here and just like have an experience, because I really haven't had any VR experiences here on the channel. I think that's something I want to save up some money for and just experience it. Some people say they get really sick, with motion sickness with VR. How many of you out there actually like VR versus don't? If you like VR, press 1 in the chat. And if you don't like VR, press 2. I don't know yet. I have not experienced it. I have never really experienced it properly. I think one time at a Best Buy, I put it on and I was like in a circus tent or some shit. And I was like, wow, like it was very immersive. Like it was very different, but I'm not quite sure how many people are into it. So anyway, let's get back here.
Where's the NFTs you're asking?
Says one. Oz likes
$2 billion buyout. So I remember discussions happening with a lot of these people who will go, well, I gave $75. I gave $75 and I got a signed t-shirt. Why weren't these people who took the earliest of risk in this very, very fresh company and then gave money? None of them got to participate. None of them made anything from the $2 billion buyout. This guy got a t-shirt. This guy who gave $300 got an early DK kit, which I have one sitting back here somewhere. And he got the Doom, a copy of Doom. How much of the $2 billion did he get by risking his $300 to support this company? They got nothing. You got nothing. You got a shine t-shirt. You got nothing. None of these guys who backed this early on got to enjoy in the profits, in the benefit of being early and taking all the risk in investing in Oculus. None of them got anything.
Interesting, because I think what he's going to turn this into is you will with NFTs, certain ones. I'm actually quite enjoying this. I'm not quite sure I expected Montoya to be coming at it from this angle, and I am appreciating it because there is some value. There's going to be some value, but there's going to be huge risk because a lot of it's speculation right now, right? And isn't that the way with just about anything? When any new technology comes out, there's all this risk and speculation involved, right? And 98% of it falls flat on its ass, but that 2% that really does it, right? And that's what I'm talking about with play and earn. That's what I'm talking about. Play to earn right now is the moniker. And it makes me feel like I got to clock in and work for a boss and grind for like 2 measly crypto coins. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the play to earn moniker because I don't want to be involved with a publisher that makes a game like that. I don't want to play something that's not fun. I'm talking about something you're going to hear. And I've seen a lot of people start to say this. And I know I said this a long time ago. And I'm glad to see it's picking up. And that generally happens here on DG360 a lot. But it is play and earn. And there's a huge difference between play to earn and play and earn. And like I said before, play and earn games are, in my opinion, games that are fun, where the publishers who are making the game focus on the fun first, and that all the money making and everything after it comes secondary. And that's the type of environment I want to get in when we get on these keywords like metaverse, like NFT, all these toxic things that we think when we hear those two things. And play to earn even is toxic, That's why I want to focus on the actual reality of play and earn, because there will be a reality like that. And that is that small 2% of publishers that are going to focus on games that are fun first and will focus on the game for the gamers. It's going to happen. It's going to be out there. I don't know what title it is, but it eventually will happen. And the people that back that, or the people that get behind it very early, right? In the speculation phase, should be those that get rewarded the most because they saw it, they liked it, they endorsed it, they in some cases, like myself here, where you can see, I think Gala, I've done a little bit of research myself, not financial advice, but Gala did some really cool events for its gamer base. They had festivals and like GalaCon or something of that nature. And many people said, wow, this is the coolest convention I've ever been to. And there were a lot of people that were backing this title, Mirandus, and there seems to be some interesting titles. I hope that they're not all garbage. I don't know. Obviously, I'm somebody who took risk. I invested in a weird way through this crypto coin called Gala. I don't know if it's going to succeed or not. This money doesn't matter to me. It's pennies. It's something it's discretionary. It's discretionary. If I lose this, it doesn't matter to me, right? But from what I've put, the amount of research into it, I'm like, hey, why not? It seems like there's a couple titles in here that are interesting. I don't know if they're going to do anything. And then I got some news about this grit where Epic picked them up and said, hey, we're going to put your game in our store. And I was like, wow, that's really big news. And like I said, the market didn't react because the market and everything that's risk on is now risk off, and everything's selling off. Everything's selling off. But let's get back to it.
At all. You see where I'm going with this. So let's jump over to Midnight Society. Now, this is Dr. Disrespect, who is making a shooter
We're going to watch that.
Dr. Disrespect
after
wants
this.
you to give him $50, and he's going to make this shooter game. Dr. Disrespect can go to Kickstarter and say, give me $50, I'll give you a t-shirt, and I'm going to make this game. Or you can say, hey, you know what?
Get you involved on the investment side.
To make this game I want to make, I'm going to give you this helmet here. This is going to be a one-of-a-kind helmet. It's flair in the game. It doesn't give you any special stats. It's just a very rare helmet in the game itself.
Oh, so
and
an
you
NFT
get it as an NFT for your $50.
Very cool. Very cool.
Are you opposed to this? And I know a lot of people were confused in my first video I did this, and I said, that's okay. I'm kind of all right with this. People were confused. But what's the difference? If you're going to Kickstarter, if Dr. Disrespect goes to Kickstarter and does his...
Montoya's kind of changing his stance a little bit, and I think it's because the more he starts to read and research this space, the more he's starting to realize like there's some value here.
Launch on Kickstarter saying you can get a t-shirt. Oh, I'm doing my launch here. I'm going to give you this helmet as an NFT. Is that a bad thing? I say no. Why not? It's an NFT. I have it. I gave you $50. You have my money. I have this. Now, whether this helmet here becomes worth something or not depends on if this game succeeds. If this game does succeed, if Dr. Disrespect's company, Midnight Society, managed to pull off a good shooter game, and at some point, these very rare, how many were there? 1,000? These very rare helmets become a collector item in the game that is popular, and your $50 is now worth $100. You're subject to market conditions, scarcity, right? Let's say it's worth 100, 200, 500. I don't know. Worth $1,000. Who knows? The point is, you paid $50 for someone to do something. They gave you back something which may or may not have value in the future, versus giving money to someone and getting a shirt back in return.
Right. Although it'd be kind of cool to have a shirt signed. Let's be real. The guy who pretty much invented VR, and it would be kind of cool to have a shirt signed by him. I mean, I'm not going to dismiss that. That's kind of cool. But yeah, Ash says in the film Ready Player One, you see them buy a jacket that's unique. That's an NFT. In a metaverse, you could transfer items like that between games. Yes. And that is the reason why I think it's so important that many YouTubers out there really put this space and define this space intelligently. I can't tell you how many YouTubers are out there with millions of subscribers that are continually pushing the narrative that all NFTs are garbage. That's so stupid. That's so ignorant. And that is worse than what it is that they're reporting on. What they're doing is a disservice. They're not helping anybody when they say that, because they're not telling you that there's going to be some validity to the space, that there will be some value to the space. They're just copy, paste, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat, all the shit that they hear on YouTube, and they're putting some crazy clickbaity titles out there, and they're going to say everything's fucking terrible. Now, of course, we know there's tons of terribleness in this space. But like I said, in every new innovation, in all innovation, there's in that very beginning space, that Wild West space. The irony is we're talking about Grit, which is a Western game, but in this Wild West space, right? The very beginning, right? Look at how America, the expansion of America when we went out west, it was insane. It was crazy, right? But the people that really went out there first, that took the risk and didn't die, because that was the proposition back in the 1800s, right? The proposition back in the 1800s in America was like, oh my God, you can strike it rich. You can get free land. You can get all the gold you want. This is great. You get out there, you're going to make it, la, 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 la. And then you're like, yeah. You ride the horses out there and you get shot by some Indians. like nobody told me about this, that there's this. Oh, wait, now there's risk, right? So then people come back saying, well, I just got shot by some Indians. Like, oh, okay. You mean there's risk involved now? All right. So now we're at this phase where we realize we're getting into like risk, right? So we have to selectively choose, and we have to read about this, and we have to research and know what's going to be good versus what's going to be bad. Pretty much.
I like that.
Come on.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you, Tech. I appreciate your support. He says blockchain is a digital. What is he saying? Oh no, I missed it. Damn it. Blockchain is a digital receipt of the transfer of value. It can be applied to an almost infinite list of transfers. I think it should be how MP3s are registered. Oh, and hi, DG Tech. You are awesome. Yes, that is a great comment, and thank you so much for your support, dude. In fact, I want to switch gears. I'm showing you Gala. I'm showing you, the fact that I put my money where my mouth is as well. I think personally, again, not financial advice, this might be a company that could make some really cool games. Not quite sure. I don't know. It could fall flat on its face. I put discretionary money in it, whatever. I like the idea of it. I like the fact that you can put the NFT in the game and see it in the game. And you can also, physically trade it for X amount of money. I think that's cool. Here's a title called "This Could Be the Next Big Crypto Gaming Blockchain," and they're going to talk about Dr. Disrespect. And it's a channel called Crypto Banter. Let's see what they have to say about Dr. Disrespect here.
Happening with the Louvian. I do have Immutable X pulled up on the screen, but this is not the O of Polygon Studio.
I want to get into this. Like, this intro's forever. I just want to get to the meat of this stuff, Polygon, they're talking about Polygon, blah, 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 blah. Of course. Here we go. Here's the Dr. Disrespect information that I'm looking for.
Assets and migrating over to Polygon. And on top of that, we're seeing, as mentioned, so Dr. Disrespect is building a crypto game. He's building an NFT gaming studio. And he recently ran a poll and some surveys on the state of crypto games. Would players actually like to own their assets? And Polygon Studios and Dr. Disrespect were featured in a Forbes article.
I wonder what the results
They did a survey of over 400,000 gamers.
Okay, over 400,000 gamers were surveyed. What do you guys think they said? Would gamers like direct ownership of in-game items? What do you think is the result on that, guys? Some people would say it would be a low number because of everybody having this toxicity in their mouth with it, when you say NFT. But I'm very curious. Let's see what let's see.
And 97% of these gamers
said
they
there.
would love
97.
to have the ability
wow, 97%
to own their in-game items.
Out
and
of four.
Preach that.
Wait. We need some math. Pepe, throw up the calculator here. Throw up the calculator. Okay, we got 400,000 people. 97% said they do want NFTs. And the interesting thing is this. The question was not NFTs. It was, would you like ownership of in-game items? Do you think that's cool? They didn't say NFTs. Notice that? Had they reworded it and said, having how many gamers out there want to own NFTs with gaming, you would not have seen 97%. I can guarantee you that number would have been low because that's the narrative, right? That is the narrative. But an NFT, as we all know now, is actually an item that you do own. You actually have ownership. It is a digital asset. You have ownership. Thank you. Thank you, Orson. So this, I got a lot of negative feedback when I started talking about the NFT space and metaverse and play to earn. And that's because every YouTuber out there is pushing this narrative, right? Because it gets in the views, right? But they don't intellectually talk about it or tell their audience exactly what's up in this space. None of them do. And like Tech and I, we both have gotten slaughtered in crypto right now, right? But we're long-term believers of it. Trust me, it hurts so bad. Like this whole market sell-off has hurt me so bad, right? But I'm looking at it through a lens. It's a long-term thing. I believe in it. But you have to really look at what's going on here, because sometimes the best opportunities are there when everybody's got this frame of mind that it's one thing. And what I'm seeing is like this, the NFTs are bad, right? And this is the narrative that you're seeing repeated over and over and over again by big YouTubers because it gets in the views. But they don't ever talk about the small percentage of companies, game publishers that are actually doing this for the gamer, that they want a fun experience and they're putting NFTs in the game so that you can own them in the game, right? Which is the NFT world when done right. Now let's see. What's the answer here? 400,000 gamers just said, 97% of 400,000 gamers just said they want NFTs because they worded it completely different. Let's see what we got here. 388,000 people, right? How funny is that? Just by rephrasing the terminology, the words, and crafting the sentence in such a manner, you went from probably like a 2% approval rating to having NFTs to a 97% approval rating because of that wordplay, right? Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Right? It's crazy. Yeah, NFTs are not just only in games, but I love NFTs in gaming because those are my two worlds colliding and making an amazing baby, But Chrono is right. It's not just about gaming. There are NFTs that aren't even associated with the gaming space. I think that these NFTs will come into the gaming world and simulation and VR in a way that's going to be magical. That owning digital assets and being able to display them in a simulated VR environment is going to be huge, but it's not going to happen for a very long time. But look at that. Just look at that. Isn't that crazy to see the approval rating being 97%? 97% of gamers just said, out of 400,000 gamers, 388,000 gamers just said they want NFTs. Right? And there has to be regulation in this space. A lot of people poo-poo the regulation, but I'm all for regulation as long as it isn't like crazy, over-the-top government doesn't know what they're talking about because they're too old to understand the space, right? But Lee is right. There has to be some type of form of regulation where you're calling certain cryptos currencies, commodities, and assets. Like there has to be like this division where you're labeling these currencies. And when you start seeing, and it will happen because that's what happens with innovation, right? Look how the internet came out, right? And look how it got compartmentalized, and look how commercial it ended up becoming, right? But it never really started out that way because nobody knew what they were going to do with it. Nobody had a clue what they were going to do with the internet. It's the very same thing that I'm seeing here in this space. I think it's primarily Oni. I think it really has to do with how they set it up with the crafting of the sentence. But Oni says it's not only the wordplay. Also, they didn't mention to pay real money for the ownership, right? That could be it as well. There could be a little bit of that as well, Oni. Correct. It could be that as well. Maybe if it was worded NFT, that allows you to own in-game, it would be a similar result. Yeah, I don't want people to be confused here. NFTs are both in the gaming realm, right? And in an art realm. Okay. And then you've got all the slop out there that there's so much of, like the color blue, like that Angry Joe goes off about. If you haven't seen that video, it's really funny. But yeah, so NFTs cover a space where, like, I'm not going to get too much into this. I mean, I've talked about this a lot on the channel before, and you can look this up on your own. But like Chrono's saying, I'm missing some things, and I want to just kind of clarify here that, like, in the gaming world, like, companies that decide to take their NFTs and allow them to be in-game assets, those are the ones that are going to be the special ones for me that I am going to be looking at. In the space, I think these types of game publishers have the nose, the inside track. But I just think that's really interesting to me. I really do. Let's get back to what Montoya is saying here.
I think it's a fine use of an NFT. I think it's a good use case of what an NFT can be used for. So that is why Dr. Disrespect's Midnight Protocol company, his company, if it is succeeding, and if these NFTs are worth something one day, is a good way to use it for fundraising.
I agree.
I'm not totally opposed.
I agree with Montoya.
So this brings us back to Gala Games now. So Gala Games is making this company. A lot of people have been critical about the way the game looks. Keep in mind that this is essentially, I don't want to say indie tier, but they are not a AAA gaming studio. Actually, I hope not. I should have checked ahead of time. But they're trying to...
No, they are AAA, and it's kind of like on an indie level, but they do employ a lot of people, and they're expanding. So, yeah, all these games right now, very, very going to be very basic looking. You know, we're dealing with blockchain gaming. We're dealing with decentralized gaming, which I'm very much a fan of. Very much a fan of.
To make a game and say, let's make a game first that's going to be fun.
But it's got to develop.
If they did not mention anything at all about NFTs, how would it perceive then? That's the thing I'm interested about. So I haven't tried this. I don't think the game is out yet. It's going to be free to play. But I'm very, very curious to try it out when it does come out. There's some gameplay that is shown in this guy's tweet over here. And I guess this must be early gameplay. Yeah. Because the way this character is moving around is not ideal, obviously.
It kind of looks like Fortnite in a weird way.
If the game turns out to be fun, then there's an NFT aspect behind the scenes, which is what they're saying here. Which is what I've been saying also all along, that if any of these guys want to make anything blockchain related, don't make it the core principle. Nobody cares if you're running on Solana and it does 4 million transactions per second. Nobody cares. No gamer cares about that at all.
No gamer does.
Make the game first. Then if the game is fun and has NFT
aspects. Yes. When you're advertising this stuff, don't go from a financial... See, this is where Gala's got it wrong. Like, this is absolutely right what Montoya is saying. When you are advertising new games, do not focus on transactions per second and financial gibberish that only a select few people like myself understand and appreciate. Do it in a way which promotes the game for the game's sake. Montoya is 100% dead on with this.
Aspects to it? Maybe. I think it's a wonderful experiment. I want to see where it goes. And this is what this game is essentially doing. So I'm interested to see what happens with Grit. I guess I'll give it a shot. We'll try it out, and we'll take it from there. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with my thoughts. Give me your thoughts below.
I love
what do you think?
It's a very rational, educated look at the space, and I'm proud that Montoya took it on like this because, you know, I've heard what he has to say about Star Atlas. I know he's not huge on play-to-earn games as far as what I've watched. It looks like his stance may be changing slightly as he becomes more literate and educated in the space. Dig it. Happy to hear it. Good job, Montoya. Keep up the good work. I really appreciate content creators that go below the surface level. There are way too many content creators out there that just go at the surface. They don't take the time to explain to their audience, which really is the most important thing for any content creator, is your community. You know, for me it is. And I want to make sure that I'm informing people correctly. And that doesn't happen. Let me, you know, from what I've seen in my looking at it from this end as a content creator, when I watch a lot of other content creators' channels, they don't take the time to really dig deep and explain it in a manner that's intellectual and that is informing their hardcore audience. Dick. All right.